Look up at the night sky tonight. Go outside, tilt your head back, and look at all those points of light. You have probably wondered at some point, where is everybody? There are hundreds of billions of stars out there in our Milky Way galaxy alone. Statistically, it is absurd to think we are the only blob of matter that learned how to think. So, where are the alien empires? Where are the galactic federations exploring the cosmos? You might think they blew themselves up, or maybe they just do not care about us. But what if the answer is completely different? What if the reason they are not here has nothing to do with their technology or their biology, but everything to do with the fundamental rules of the universe itself? Before we break reality and look at the absolute limits of nature, make sure to subscribe. This is not just physics. This is how the world works. Let us start with a simple check of your senses. Lift your arm right now. Just raise it up. You feel a heaviness, right? You feel gravity pulling your arm down. But what if I told you that you are not feeling gravity at all? You are feeling the electromagnetic force of the muscles and bones resisting the pull. And if you are sitting down, you are feeling the chair pushing up against you. Nature is always tricking our intuition. What feels like a pull is often a push. What feels empty is actually full of feels. And what feels like a universe teeming with possibility is actually a prison. Now let us talk about this idea of a galactic empire. Why can an advanced civilization not just build a fleet of ships and map out the whole galaxy? Is it just a matter of time and engineering? No. The universe is a prison, but it is not a prison made of iron bars or concrete walls. There are no guards. There are no locks. It is a prison made entirely of distance and a very strict rule about how fast information can travel. To understand why, we have to go back. We have to look at how we figured out movement in the first place. Think about Galileo. He was rolling little balls down inclined planes, measuring how they sped up. He figured out that things move in predictable ways. Then came Newton. Newton looked at the moon and realized that the same force making an apple fall to the ground is what keeps the moon falling around the earth. It was a beautiful, elegant clockwork universe. In Newton's universe, if you push something, it moves. If you have enough fuel, you can just keep going faster and faster. There was no speed limit, but there was a crack in that perfect clockwork. It did not explain everything. For example, how does the sun actually pull on the earth? Does it reach out with an invisible hand? If the sun suddenly disappeared right this very second, would the earth instantly fly off into deep space? Newton thought yes. He thought the pull was instantaneous. But then we started playing with electricity and magnetism. Michael Faraday was messing around with the coils of copper wire and magnets. He realized that magnetic forces and electric forces are not just invisible strings. They take time to travel. They are waves in a field. Imagine a giant invisible mattress of springs filling the whole room. If you push on one side of the mattress, the springs jiggle, and that jiggle spreads out to the other side. It takes time for the jiggle to get there. And then came the realization that light itself is just a jiggle in this electromagnetic mattress. And this jiggle travels at a very specific speed, the speed of light, about 186,000 meters per second. That sounds incredibly fast, right? But the speed of light is completely misunderstood. People think it is just the speed that light bulbs shine or lasers shoot. But it is not about light at all. It is the speed of causality. It is the absolute maximum speed that one event can cause another event to happen. Why does the universe have a speed limit? Why can things not just happen instantly? Imagine if you could send a signal faster than light. You could tell your friend you won the lottery before you even bought the ticket. It would break the basic rule of cause and effect. The universe prevents paradoxes by enforcing a strict speed limit on reality itself. Now, how does this speed limit create a prison? Let us look at the geometry of space-time. Space and time are not separate things. They are woven together. Imagine you are slicing a sausage. If you slice it straight across, you get a circle. If you slice it at an angle, you get an oval. Space and time are like that sausage. Depending on how fast you are moving, you are slicing space-time at a different angle. What you think is happening right now might be happening in the past or the future for someone moving past you at high speed. This means there is no universal now. Because of this, you cannot cheat the speed of light. You cannot build a warp drive that steps outside of space. You are stuck in the geometry of the universe. So let us apply this strict rule of causality to our alien friends. Let us say an alien civilization is at the absolute peak of technology. They have harnessed the energy of their entire star. They build ships that can travel at 10% of the speed of light. That is incredibly fast. That is moving at 18,600 meters per second. Surely with that kind of speed, they can explore the galaxy, right? But let us look at the numbers. The Milky Way galaxy is roughly 100,000 light years across. It contains somewhere between 200 billion and 400 billion stars. If an alien ship leaves its homeworld traveling at 10% the speed of light, it will take them over 40 years just to reach the nearest star system. 40 years of empty, freezing darkness just to get to the very first stop. But wait, why is that a problem? Can they not just send out self-replicating probes? Send one probe to a star, it builds two more, they go to two stars, and so on? Yes, they could, but nature is absurd, and distance is cruel. Imagine trying to map every single grain of sand on a massive beach, but you have to walk to each grain, pick it up, look at it, and you are wearing a heavy diving suit filled with lead. Every time you move, it takes years. You have to decelerate when you arrive at a new star system, which takes enormous energy and time. You have to survey the planets, check for life, mine resources to build the next probes, and then accelerate back up to speed. Even if the travel time between stars is just a few decades, the time spent stopping, exploring, building, and launching turns each hop into a century-long project. To cross the entire galaxy, a continuous chain of probes would need at least 10 million years. And that is just to cross it from one side to the other. To actually visit and explore all 400 billion stars, it would take hundreds of millions, perhaps billions of years. It gets weirder. Think about the communication. Let us say a probe on the other side of the galaxy actually finds a planet with intelligent life like Earth. It wants to send a message back to the alien home world. The message travels at the speed of light. It will take 50,000 years for that radio signal to reach the alien headquarters. 50,000 years. By the time the message arrives, the civilization that sent the probe might have evolved into something completely different, or they might have gone extinct. The scientists who launched the mission are dust. The empire that funded it is a forgotten myth. The home world might not even remember how to decode the message. This is the locality hypothesis. It says that everything that matters happens locally. The universe is constructed in such a way that vast regions are forever disconnected from each other in any meaningful, interactive way. If you cannot communicate, if you cannot trade, if you cannot send reinforcements or share knowledge within a single lifetime, you cannot have a galactic empire. You just have isolated islands of life screaming into the void with the sound taking millennia to cross the gap. It is not like a science fiction movie where you press a button and jump through hyperspace. In reality, physics quietly and permanently enforces its limits. The aliens are not absent because they destroyed themselves. They are absent because the universe is simply too big and causality is too slow. If this is true, what does it mean for us? It creates a sense of existential dread. Think about it. When you look at the Andromeda galaxy, you are seeing light that left it 2.5 million years ago. You are looking at a ghost. The entire universe is a museum of things that have already happened. We are trapped in a bubble of our own present, surrounded by the deep past. If you have never touched anything because your atoms repel each other with electromagnetic force, then your first kiss was just an electromagnetic push. We are isolated even at the microscopic level. And at the cosmic level, humanity is entirely alone in its neighborhood. But let us flip that perspective. Let us synthesize this. From the simple realization that light takes time to travel to the absolute mathematical impossibility of galactic empires, we find something beautiful. Yes, the galaxy is a prison of distance. Yes, we are confined to a tiny, insignificant speck of dust, but we have minds that can comprehend the prison. We are the stuff of the universe that woke up and figured out how the universe works. We cannot travel to the other side of the Milky Way, but we can sit here on Earth, look through our telescopes, capture the light that has been traveling for thousands of years, and deduce the laws of nature. We can understand the geometry of space-time. We can calculate the limits of causality. We do not need to physically explore every star to understand the majesty of the cosmos. The fact that we are here, that we can ask these questions, that we can unravel the rules of the game we are forced to play, is a triumph. Nature is absurd. It is crazy, but it is true. And understanding it makes life incredibly beautiful. We are lucky to be here, trapped in this brilliant, lonely prison, figuring it out together. Share this perspective with someone who needs to see the universe differently. And remember, nobody ever figures out what life is all about, and it does not matter. Explore the world.